Hi, welcome to the Andrew Buckle video tutorial on Affinity Photo and creating an image brush design like that. Basically, it's just using a standard image brush that's made from a gradient. And I'm going to show you how to do this. So just go to a fresh document there. Layers and brushes, they're the key panels, and you can find those via View and Studio. You see brushes and layers there. You need a layer, so Layer and New Layer. Then I'm just going to go and add a selection. Just go over to here to the elliptical marquee tool. You can use any other selection as well. Don't have to use this, but this is what I'm going to use for this design. So simply drag out. You can make it thin or maybe slightly wider so you can see the design. And then once I've done that, I'm going to go for a gradient. So there's a gradient. Select linear. And the default, unfortunately, is a grey-white design, which is not particularly what I want. So click there along this bit here. You can change the gradient then. Go to the first stop. I'm going to change the colour. Go with red. Click this one. Click there again. Maybe go with blue. So you can see the design there. But I'm going to double click, add another stop. Maybe go for white. Double click. And I'm going to go with another colour, green. Whatever. So I've got a gradient now. You can see the gradient in there and you can manipulate that design there. So you can just drag, you can get your blue and you got your red and the green. So with that design, I'm now going to go over. I have to make certain that's what you want, because as soon as you go to the move tool, you will have to just add the gradient again. It loses the access to that gradient. So if I click there, then I go back to the move tool, it's gone. So that's gone, you can't change it. So you've got that design. Now, what you need to do, you've got the selection, you can go to Layer, and you can go down and you can rasterize it, apply various effects, but you might want to apply some other designs here, duplicate it, and so on and so on. However, I'm going to create a brush from this design. Perfectly reasonable, and that's what I want to use. So I'm just going to go to Brushes, and you can see all the brushes there, and you can see some of the designs I've created from a similar sort of thing as this selection. But as I say, you can modify it, add some shapes into that design. So if you want to, you can always go down over here to maybe add diamonds all the way along. Up to you. Doesn't have to be just a solid gradient design like that. It could be all kinds of variety of designs. However, brushes. Go over to the right side menu and New Brush from Selection. And then you've got your design there. Now, I'm just going to go back to this other document, and I'm going to edit this one. You can see the design there. Modify the size, make it smaller, bigger, so you can give a bit of jitter there, which can be modified by pressure, but you can also add rotation, so you can see the rotation there. That's what you get this. However, you notice the brush is quite large there, so I don't want it that big. So let's push it down to about there. Now what I need to do is change the spacing. So you can make the spacing really low. You can't make it any lower than 1. 1% is the lowest. And then you can modify the size, make it a bit smaller, and click close. Now I can, oops, wrong way around. You can apply your furry brush to fill that entire document like that. And of course you can also, once you've done that, you can apply various filter effects, go to Distort, Deform, and you can distort that design, and so on and so on. Now what you can also do, you can use this design now. I'll stop there. And again, the key thing here, just go back to pixels. You've got your design there. Well, you can use it. I say you could go back to here, this tool, and then modify this. You could apply various deforms here. However, not so convenient because you've got this selection around it. But say you want to, you could just go here, select, deselect, and now you could go to deform. So filters and distort and deform. And just modify it in numerous ways. However, and I'm just going to, the trouble is You've got that design there, click apply. Now you've got your design here. You can go to select and use selection from layer. Personally, what I think it should do the selection as it is currently. And sometimes it does, because it's just done it. However, I've done this 4 or 5 times during the tutorial run-throughs, and it didn't do that. So go figure, because that's what I would expect it to do. It would make sense, because that's what you've got. It's a layer, just selection. So anyway, now we've got that, of course, what you can do, you can of course go to the right side menu, on the brushes, I should go to the brushes panel, and then go to the right side and go down to new brush from selection. Now I'm just going to create a new document. For some weird reason, it doesn't actually start up with any. Seems a bit of a bug there, but new document. Now, click the brush tool and go down over to, here's the design again, that one there. Now, if I apply it at the moment, it just applies like that, which is reasonable, nothing wrong. But you've got that nice distortion, but you can always, wants to bring that up, and what you can do, you can modify the spacing, you can make it very, very close, and then again dynamics, so you can change the size, quite nice effects. If only you could actually say that. Sometimes that preview is great. I always think it'd be nice if you could export the preview. However, that feature is not available, and then you can add rotation, and this time you can see it's a bit more of a tangle. And also you can, if you want to, you can change the hue and hue jitter there, or saturation, close. Now just go down to the there. You can see then you've got your slightly more unusual sort of furry, weird brush. However, I was actually going to go back to this one. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use this as a source. So what you can do, you've got this design here, and I've applied a deform, you can see it's distorted and everything. What I was going to do, I was just going to select. So you can always just use this selection. So this design obviously is still based on the gradient, but this time, of course, it's got this lot more structure to it. And then what you can do, you can go, and of course, you can apply filters, you can apply modify it, but you can also just go for brushes, go over to the right side there, new brush from selection. So that's stored away. And let's just go to that document, and there's that brush. Double click it, and you can see obviously you haven't added any rotation yet. So I'm just going to quickly add some rotation jitter and size jitter, and also go to spacing so it becomes more like a furry brush. And again, dynamics, maybe hue and jitter, just if you want to add some colour into that as well. Close. And maybe reduce the size down a bit. That's quite a big brush, so 360, 410. You can see your design there. So you can create all kinds of very unusual backgrounds, very quick and easy, just using this. And of course what you can do, you can always use selection again and select this and use this. Or maybe again go to filters, distort, twirl, ripple, maybe apply blurs, colours, all those sort of things. And then of course again just use selection, simple selection there, and then you can define that as an image brush. Well, hope you found this tutorial of interest. Always adding new tutorials about Affinity Photo, Affinity Designer, Affinity Publisher, Photoshop, Illustrator, Critter, Rebel, and many, many others. Also, if you've got any questions, any comments, anything that I've done wrong, anything I've done hopefully done right, also a dislike or like, always appreciated. Thank you much.